the power, the dark side.
What is up, guys? Goldman PS4 with another YouTube video, and today we are reviewing the Lightsaber by Imperial Workshop. It's very nice, very clean, honestly quite well designed. So if you guys don't know how Neopixels work, they have a blade that goes right inside the hilt, if you can see right there, and inside that hilt you'll have all of it connect in, but nodes in order to hold in the blade, there's a little pin right here that you screw in, and right on the back there's another one. So we'll be right back with the blade in the hilt. Alright guys, we are back, and now the lightsaber has been installed. You can see the little screws in the sides that keep the blade from coming out. And yeah, so we are going to move over to activating this thing. I'll move it to one of the nearest settings to be able to see it.
You will be Empress.
So this is Emperor Palpatine. Alright, so obviously we hear Emperor Palpatine here. You can see the blade in full size now compared to me. So here's what we're going to do. There's 3 activation methods: a stab, a twist, and just a button press. We're going to start with just the button press and see how that turns out. Alright, blade, honestly, highly responsive, and customized duration of how long the deactivation click will be. I personally prefer the twist method. I think it looks kind of cool. I'm going to move over to another one.
Did you come back to say you forgive me?
I think this is Ben Solo, so we're going to activate it. It should be a nice blue now. And as you can see, very nice. The blade goes into the hilt. And this into the hilt action here creates these nice lines that go through, and I love that feature about this. To deactivate the blade completely, you just hold this. And yeah, this is honestly, itself alone is already amazing, I gotta say. Alright guys, so I just quickly swapped it over to my custom file I made, just so I can show you guys what customization looks like. Here's the basic custom file I designed for this demonstration. So you can see I have a nice red normal blade, got all the sound effects, and at any moment if I want to turn it off, there we go. Now we're going to move over to the digital aspect where I can show you guys exactly how I did it. Alright guys, so now we're in the digital world where you can see my whole screen and everything. And here you'll see in my hand, I've removed this battery right here from the blade, but to expose it, I started by screwing this off. Once I removed this piece, now I have the blade. I had access to the blade, where I started by making sure to poke my finger through this hole to push out this battery that I showed earlier. So once I removed this battery from the hole, I was now able to remove the SD card that was here, in order to expose everything in order to access the files. You want to make sure to remove the battery first, otherwise you could risk damaging the files. So I realized that you guys can't see me. I'm going to quickly swap my camera over to the other side. Alright, we're back with my camera on the other side now. So if you guys can see over there, you will see that I have all my files, and this is 1 through 15. I already made sure to remove the configure file from here, so it automatically gives it a new file every time I update anything. We're going to go to the config, not config old, we're just going to config. And if you can't see, I'm going to move it over here. Here's the configuration files. I'm not sure how easy it is for you guys to see, but fairly easy for me. This is all the files, and here's my custom file right here. In order for everyone to be able to see everything I do, it's very important that you guys do this all on a computer with the most likely included USB to SD card converter. Alright, so you guys might be wondering, how do I know what the hell any of this stuff up here means? Well, because I realized that that was my problem when I first did it, I created this website. It took me like 3 days. I designed all this stuff And here you'll see the very important things. We have preset, style font, and light effect, as well as the basics. So if I go to any one of these are what comes with your lightsaber originally. You have Kylo Ren, Imperial Workshop, Whisper Power, so on, so on. I know all of these by heart, and I can tell you their color exactly. Like, I look at this one, that's going to be blue. That one's going to be a light blue. This one right here is going to be a nice red. That's going to be a purple. Don't believe me? Look at that. There's Cal Kestis, his purple. Princess Leia, her light blue. Obi-Wan Kenobi, his amazing dark blue. And finally, we have Darth Vader with his red. Now, these are the basic colors of every lightsaber here. These are most of the basics. Then you get some fun ones, like activation methods, such as Terran Malicos, whose activation method is a bunch of white lines and then boom. Very cool one. Obviously, we have many more. We have speeds of activation, like Darth Maul. If you remember his scene, it activates very slowly to show the blade. Or the Dark Saber here, where it's a white color and you have all of that. Now, one cool thing is also sound effects. So, in order for everything to work, and you know that you're on the right one, you also hear sound effects like this. That's the sound effects of the Dark Saber. And this is like Rey Skywalker. This is her yellow. There's obviously the audio of every one of them. And the way to swap between them is very, very interesting. You hold the button down for like a second, and then you let go, and it will swap to the next one up. Hold it down for like 5 seconds, and it'll go down. Different ones have different things, like Starkiller has his very, very interesting designed one, where you see like a fire blade. Or you have ones all the way like Final Step, where the blade does this. Like that color scheme. Or, you know, there's just unlimited options. You see things like this green, very, very nice color. But the important thing you guys are wondering is, how do I know the styles I've done? We'll start with this. If you look here, you'll see that the standard blade is 0. This standard blade is going to be, for some reason I couldn't get Blaster Blade to work, so I just put that. But if I go here, there's different blades, and they're right here. This number right there is your blade. So, if we go here, there is exactly 11. I think I misspoke, so this is actually the blade. This second number at the end. So now, if we go here, you'll see that there's 11 different choices. Standard blade is just the one we all know and love. Pew. So normal standard blade. Then you have like these really cool ones, such as like a torch blade that's brighter than your normal one. And you have things like, even like Ghost Blade, where when you activate it, you see it and then it goes away, and you only see it when you swing. Very interesting. And then we have these things called Preons. They're different kinds of blades that show different effects of how it turns on and create these really cool like activations, such as a build-up, or even like this one right here, where you get the outstanding kind of like Rey Skywalker. It lights in the hilt when you do the and then it blasts up. Then you have ones like this, where it's like this really cool up and down effect, and then it closes and opens from the middle. One of my personal favorites is number 5 over here, because like it just kind of stabs up and down, like it's really unstable. You can mix that with a really nice one to get a cool color. This is also really cool, but this is a white effect going down, then blue shoots up. These are all done with the same blade color to reduce this. Now, one of the other things you might be wondering is, other than style font, how do I actually get like the colors of the blade differently? And that's where this comes in. See, you have about 7 different blade choices. You have Fire Blade, which is the one most of the bad guys use. You can see right here, feeling very unstable kind of blade. You have the steady blade, which is Luke Skywalker, Yoda, those kind. Pulse blade right here, and it has much more of a pulse-like feature to it. Then you have your two really cool rainbow and candy blades. Here's the rainbow blade in action. It's your option, and here's the candy blade. It doesn't appear very well in film, but it's literally a bunch of tiny lines that go down. Then you have the two versions of the unstable blade. Here's the first version. It's kind of like really interesting unstable, and then I actually like the second version more. It creates these white effects along the blade to create more of an unstable feeling. Alright. Many of you still might be wondering, how do I know all this? How do I do all this? I spent a lot of time learning so that you don't have to. You can see the button activations. Here's the delays. So that is going to be the effect of the blade. That's going to be the activation effect. And this is going to be the turn on time. So it takes about 200 milliseconds here to turn on and 800 to turn off. Here is your different things. Button activation is what you control those here. And then you can see right here, I have twists on and off. I've controlled the sensitivity to 550. 1 means on, 0 means that it won't work. So if I turn it to both 1, it will be able to twist on and be able to twist off. Here, this one I had a little trouble with because it doesn't detect very well. I need to work on detection. So the first one didn't work, but the stabbing feature of it. Then you see all of this. This little gibberish tells you everything you need to know. It tells you about the colors, the fonts, the stuff, and I literally translated all of them right here. See, the one other thing is, you might want to create your own custom RGBs. I sent you right to a color code picker that you can literally choose from this variety of lists here, or hell, even like slight changes, and it'll show you exactly where you want to go. Gives you these 3 values, and you're going to plug those values in right. Actually, it would be, so you see right here that those are the 3 values of the blade. 25500 is a red blade. That's going to be Kylo Ren. The 0 here means that's going to be the fire torch blade, and this fire blade will be matched with the 0 of stable standard thing. So no blast or nothing, and it has an activation of 200 milliseconds and deactivation of 800 milliseconds. It's how long it takes for it to go from the top of from the hilt to the top of the blade, and then from the top of the blade back down to the hilt. It's the time. You can just see all of them, and here is the standard colored list. So your 25500 is going to be the red here. You can see all the colors and what they look like. So you can plug those values in instantly and don't have to worry about this. This is actually a specific color called Codex of Light. Only one time is it ever used, and it's right here. You have your orange, your red, all the common colors. And then I have the exact step-by-step guide of how to do the blade. So you find your blade, you're going to open it up, and then find the battery, and instantly you want to remove that battery, and then twist the blade over till you find the SD card. Pull the SD card out, and then once you're done with your upgrade, you're going to put it back in, then the battery, and then finally you can pretty much close everything up and send it through. This website will be available in the link below, so you can use it. Just make sure it's only available on PC currently, and I recommend zooming out to 75%, since here's what 100% looks like. I recommend zooming out to 75%. Gives you all of this stuff. It's a very, very helpful tool. Alright, so now back to the blade. We're going to move back here. You'll see that I designed it like this. Let's say we want to do a redesign. I can do one of 2 things. I can just take a guess here, hey, I want this, that. No, I'm actually going to go back to the website I have saved here. And we're going to start with the basics, because I want to know what color I'm going to grab. For this lightsaber, are going to grab a nice, amazing, I think I'm going to go with the blue, this blue. So that's 0,0,255, or here it will be, we'll change this value to 0, keep that value 0, and then the last value here is 255. Next, we want to decide what kind of blade it'll be. I like fire blade, and since the blade choice is over here, I'm just going to make sure that I find the blade I want. So we're going to go to Style Fonts, which is this one right here. And I'm going to go to 0 and see if I like it a lot. Let's see how it looks. Ooh, very, very nice. So yes, I'm going to go with 0, and I'm going to change the first value here from a 1 to a 0. I'm like, the activation feels kind of slow. I'm going to boost it to 500 milliseconds. I'm going to keep 800 because I like it. So now, 11. 11 right now, you guys have seen in my customization already. It looks like this. This is 11. I'm like, no, I don't like it. I'm going to go with Prion number 3, I believe. Nope, I don't like Prion number 3. What about 1? I think 1 is the one I'm going to go with. Perfect. So I'm going to go with the number 5, because that's Prion 1. So we're going to move over here, and I'm going to swap that 11 to a 5. Now that I'm done with what I wanted to do, I'm going to hit Control S to make sure that that little dot up here went away. You can see that dot if I change this to a 6 and then back to a 5. You'll see a little dot. That means that it's not saved yet. It disappears once I save it. Now we're going to just X out of this. We don't need this anymore. And now we're on the file. You want to make sure everything's closed out so you don't have any error. And you want to make sure to eject the USB. Because once you eject it, it then has no problem. So we'll meet back when I'm ready with my lightsaber. Alright guys, so we're back. I'm going to just quickly activate the blade by holding this. You heard that sound, that means that the blade is now active and ready to go. So, what we're going to do is, once we see this red light, I'm just going to press it and show you guys what I've designed. And you can see it's emanating. It's giving off like a really nice, kind of unstable-ish effect. And I can just twist off if I want, or twist on, and have it just do this lightsaber. So, in total, I really like this product. I think it works very well. I don't think you should just order from Imperial Workshop. You can order from any NeoPixel Saber workshop. I just found these to be the cheapest, because this was about $185. So, do recommend. My website is the only one currently where you can get every little bit of knowledge on what DD07 is, which is the code that's within this blade. What I showed you guys today was actually DD07. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.